Hey, beautiful friends. We are back again today to finish the book, Harold and the Purple Crayon. And while we read this story, we are working on making predictions. When we make a prediction, we make a guess about what will happen. Before we read what happens in the story, we pause and we think about what might happen or what could happen, and we say it, right? That's how we make a prediction. We use some different clues to help us make good predictions. Some of the clues are things that happen in the story or things that we've seen the character do. That helps us make a guess about what will happen next. We might also use ideas from our own lives or from the lives of other people or from TV shows or other stories. So if we've seen something similar in another place, we might use that idea to help us predict what will happen in this situation. So when we were reading Harold and the Purple Crayon, we learned that Harold is a little boy and he likes to use his purple crayon to draw solutions to his problem. We saw him protect a tree by drawing a dragon, and we saw him stop himself from drowning by drawing a boat. And we saw him solve the problem of being hungry by drawing a picnic. And we stopped when Harold fell off the side of the mountain. He was climbing up and he fell off the side, and we decided to pause and make a prediction about what will happen. So I'm going to tell you what my prediction is. I drew a picture of Harold falling off the side of the mountain, and my prediction is that he's going to use his crayon to draw, let me show you, a parachute. I think that he's going to draw some strings to attach himself to a parachute to slow down his fall. Now, Harold might choose to do something else, but what's really important is that we think flexibly when making predictions and try to think of something that could work. So even if Harold doesn't decide to draw a parachute, is that a workable idea? I think so. I think that if I were falling off of a mountain, a parachute would be something that could save me. So I think that my prediction is a very strong prediction, even if it's not necessarily the one that Harold chooses. So I would love to hear and see what your predictions are. What do you think Harold will do to save himself as he falls off the side of the mountain? Let's find out. But luckily he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. So did Harold make a parachute? No. But did he think of another really good idea? Yes, he decided to hold onto a balloon which would help him float instead of fall. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from that balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So Harold didn't just make a balloon, he made a hot air balloon with a big basket so that it could help him float down safely. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. He drew a house and he drew the yard so that he could land. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. So if you guys remember, back when Harold was on the mountain, he wanted to find his bedroom. It says if he went high enough, he thought he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. So keep that in mind, that Harold is tired and he wants to go to sleep, so he's searching for his window. But none of the windows that he drew so far were his. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. Look at all of those windows, all of those buildings. He's looking for his bedroom window. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think of where it might be. Poor Harold. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. So Harold drew a person to help him, a policeman that he could ask directions. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his own room and in bed. So I want you to pay particular attention to what Harold is wishing. He's wishing that he was in his room and in bed. We're going to use this information to make a prediction at the very end of the story. Then, suddenly Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. So Harold draws his window, so he's drawing his bedroom. So I want to know what you guys predict Harold will draw next. Think about what Harold wants. He wanted to find his bedroom. Why did he want to find his bedroom? What do you predict Harold will draw next? Why was he trying to find his room? What is it that he feels? What is it that he wants? What do you guys think? Let's see. And then Harold made his bed. Harold got in it and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. So did you guys predict correctly that Harold would draw his bed? I want to look back and talk about some of the clues you could have used to guess that Harold would draw his bed. When he's drawing the mountain, it says he was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. So we know that Harold is tired, and we also know that Harold likes to draw to solve his problems. So at the end, tired Harold decides to draw his bed and go to sleep to solve the problem of being tired and wanting to get to bed. And we can also think about clues from our own lives. So when we feel tired, what do? We might not draw something with our purple crayon, but we do go to sleep or we take a nap. So we can use both kinds of clues to make a good prediction about what might happen at the end of the story. So that's all. Did you guys enjoy that story? This is one of my favorite stories because I think it's so cute how Harold solves his problem using the crayon. And I also love to think of lots of different solutions to Harold's problems that could have worked. I hope you guys had fun. I will see you all tomorrow for journal writing. Bye.